we're back. This next part will continue on down our design here. I finally finished in the last few bits of the videos you've probably seen if you've been following along. I finished kind of cropping out Alyssa here as a main portrait shot. I kind of wanted to introduce her immediately upon visiting the site. I think that's important if you're an individual kind of offering your own services. People need to know who they're talking to or want to work with. And I think that presents yourself as more real too. So let's continue on. For the next part, I wanted to do kind of just a little intro lead, kind of saying what she does. That's kind of what this does, but I would say this is more of a call to action rather than just kind of an actual intro. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to copy the size of this heading, bring it down. Brand strategy consultancy for small businesses. Let's see if it copies. It does. Dang. Let me make a style out of this. Character style. We use Lucidia, Sans, or Grand. All right, let's see if we can apply that. Oops. And that is not what we want. So let's edit that. Font is Lucidia. I don't know if I'm even saying that right. Lucidia. Oh, come on. Grand. It's a system font, so that's kind of why I'm interested in using it. It's less to load on the page when we go to code. That's something I like to pay attention to. Like, don't load. For me, I'm learning the less you have to load, the better in this day and age. Even though we have like crazy broadband speed internet, it's still, people have no patience, and I think that, I mean, I don't myself, but it's just like especially important to get any little bit of bytes or kilobytes you can out of something to keep people from bouncing off the page. Let's adjust this kerning, or tracking, I should say. This is -50. I guess we'll go with that. Maybe a little less though, since it's smaller. And I like to do this kind of deal just to kind of say, well, what does this actually mean? We'll probably do the same font, but all caps. I actually like that quite a bit. Maybe it'll be our brand color. Or we can invert it. All right, let's go back a couple steps. So that gray we had, and we can do like box effect here. If you are curious as what the hell all this is, you can create your own Swatch libraries. I have another video about that. Definitely go check that out. I think it's one of the nice things about Affinity that when I transitioned from Sketch or Photoshop or whatever, which I still use those, but that in particular is such a huge time saver. I don't know why swatches are such a archaic thing these days in terms of creating custom ones, saving them out, or creating, you know, document level ones or application level ones, which you can do here. It's pretty nifty. So definitely check that video out if you haven't. So we're gonna do that. think the majority of our edges aren't going to be rounded. Most will be, you know, very rigid is the word I'm looking for. I don't know if I like this block though. I don't think I do. But what would be cool, perhaps, is to do some big bold color. And then something like so. Maybe this will be a darker version of our, oh, I didn't mean to do that. The actual color will be our brand, but dark, like almost like that. You can see it, I'm zoomed out kind of bit. Yeah. And we can do, it's almost too much tracking. And a little too small. I don't know about this red. Maybe we'll go kind of neutral. Kind of like that. This will be like a grayer. Maybe we'll use another system font here to show variety. Arial looks decent, all caps, and pretty dang stretched out. But we are kind of all right. I may even center this since it's kind of just a big block of text, and we'll make use of it here. Distribute. It'd be cool if this didn't like clip, but I don't know how easy that's gonna make it. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, something simple like this is fine. I think we can incorporate a call to action here too. Let's work with me. What's the other style? We got the red button or the inverted. I think we'll do just a basic red there would be kind of eh. I'm gonna invert everything here. Just a white. And what do we say? Work with me. needs to be a little wider. One thing I like too about color, there's a noise meter over here. I'm kind of a fan of a little noise. I mean, at this stage, you can't really replicate that with code, but you could essentially take a little sliver of this and repeat it as an image. Will I do that? I don't know. So right now it's kind of just, hey, that looks good kind of thing. So that would be a neat feature, I think, with CSS, if you could add some sort of noise filter. Maybe you can, I'm not sure. I'd be interested to know. So we kind of have these separations of content. I could have kept this thing really white and plain all the way down, but I kind of wanted something that was an initial attention getter, kind of just showcasing what she does. This is kind of introducing who she is. This is what she does, and then we can go into the process. So we can go how I work. Let me group this. Call it what I do. Save. What do we say? How I work. I'm kind of a fan of these like headline, sub-headline kind of scenarios. So there's an actual headline that's kind of more personable, and then the one that's more generic but makes sense is this, what I call the eyebrow. I think I mentioned that in a previous video. It's more or less what overlays the actual pupil or main call to or heading. Alright, so we're gonna do kind of a boxy layout here. Curious to see how this will, I think I'll keep the first section white, so it's kind of a slow build up. We would definitely want this smaller. What do we use in size here? 32. So we can do that here. This needs to be a little darker. I can already tell. Okay. So then we'll have like these offset boxes. I might go like a neutral shade of all these, not neutral, I should say, where are my guides? There they are. What's the term? Tints, maybe? Of this red. I believe you can generate that shit. Let's do that. And let's see. Let me pull this over. Create palette from document, create palette from image, appearance. There's a way to do it. Rename color. Oh, here we go. Let's do tints. Yeah, there we go. See all these shades you can generate? Or I just said tints. It's tints, Andy. So I'm thinking maybe do something like that, like slowly work with this color. I don't know, it's kind of blah. We'll repeat. Sadly, they all have stupid dotted line borders. Why the hell? I don't know. So something like that. I don't know. Kind of modern, but not like... not like anything fancy. I'm wondering, since this is white, I should invert the way they go. So that meaning I go like this. It almost makes more sense. Let's do that. I still want this to be a little less though, like, and then not centered, and actually even less. Just basically get rid of that. Might make this red. And then, so what does she have first? Discovery. Let's see what we can do here.